How do you feel if one day you woke up on a nudist beach? You're right in your camper, park, like you've done so many times before. Everything seems normal and peaceful, until suddenly you realize there are naked bodies everywhere. If you're not used to this sort of thing, I'm sure a few judgmental thoughts will cross your mind. That's exactly what happened to me. Welcome to what it's like living in a van on a nudist beach. The first day we got here, I wasn't impressed. It was cloudy, damp and crowded. After driving for 2 hours just to find this so-called hidden gem and must-stay destination for weeks, my first thought was, really? This is it? Honestly, the first few days here felt strange. After a summer of quiet spots and isolated beaches, it felt overwhelming. We had to spend so much of this journey searching for connection, for a community of travelers, and now it seemed like we finally found them, but instead of feeling at home, we felt out of place. The next day, the sun came out and it was like everything shifted. It was 30 degrees, the sky was blue, the ground had dried up and everyone was out there on the beach, in the sea. And, well, naked. I've seen this before in other parts of Greece, but this time was different. I stepped out of the van and there they were. People just walking around the parking area, carrying their bags, umbrellas, chairs, completely naked. It wasn't even the beach part that surprises me, it was this casualness, the everyday things, but done with no clothes on. I mean, what do you even do in that situation? Where do you look? It's just people walking around showing everything, and I am there and it's like I'm supposed to pretend it's not happening. It felt so out of the ordinary that I didn't know how to react. Topless has always been my limit, and that's only in front of strangers. But the thing is, people here don't stay strangers for long. We are all living side by side, sharing the same space, greeting each other every morning. So there are lots of familiar faces. Obviously not everyone, but yeah, a high percentage. And that's when it gets really weird.
Rusty red on the floor, I was cleaning her shoe. But can she walk in the fire? Can she run in the rain? Can she make it up the mountainside? Can she make it down again? Will she keep on moving onward or stay in what could have been?
It's one thing to see people naked from afar, but having a proper chat with someone you recognize is a whole different level. I found myself feeling this mix of awkwardness and curiosity. It's funny, you know, how we build all these ideas in our minds about what's normal, about what should stay hidden, and then you end up in a place like this where those rules just dissolve.
Depths of silence, where echoes remain. You were the sunrise, and I was the rain.
So here's the deal, you don't really have to be naked here. It's not one of those official places where people give you a look if you aren't, you know. No one is gonna say anything, so it's completely up to you. So at first I decided to stick to my bikini. It's not really me to be naked, and I don't really have the need to fit in. But here's the funny thing, eventually the environment kind of starts to rub off on you. It's like all of these people are just being, and it made me wonder, why am I holding back? Why not just try? Who cares? So eventually I did it. I figured, why not be part of this place fully like everyone else and see how it feels? And as a bonus, I could tan all my white bits.
The first time was awkward, really awkward. It wasn't just about the physical act of taking my clothes off. It was like I was letting go all of these invisible shields I put up over time. The ones that told me this wasn't for me, that it wasn't my kind of thing. And then suddenly here I was, naked, stepping into the sea, feeling all of it.
Okay, so I'm sitting here and yeah, I'm naked, and it still feels weird. Sometimes it's a bit awkward, especially when I see people from other vans walking by and we wave and they are, you know, also naked. So it's a bit weird, but also there is something oddly human about it. Like we strip away all of those things we used to hide and just are. Okay, so yesterday I was wearing this beach cover up. I didn't have it tight, so it was a bit loose and a bit open, and I felt okay about it at first, but then someone we knew stopped by our van to have a chat, and then all of a sudden all I could think about is whether my top was open or not. It was like that thought was stuck in my mind, and it was the only thing I could think about, and I was just like way too self-conscious throughout the whole conversation, trying to pull my top together. And I'm in the beach and I can be completely naked, but then in this other situation where I wasn't naked, I felt so uncomfortable. So I guess I'm still trying to figure out things. Definitely still a work in progress. Why are we kind of program ourselves to be like that? It doesn't quite make sense. I don't know, let me know what you think. Is this something that you will feel comfortable doing or that you do regularly? And while you are at, if you don't mind liking and subscribing to my channel, that will really help me. Anyway, let me know what you think, because these kind of things are the type of things that keep running through my mind. When we first arrived to this place, I wasn't quite sure about it. It felt small, way too remote, and like there wasn't much going on. It has 2 mini markets, 2 streets of restaurants, and a few bars scattered here and there.
I think that's what makes it charming now. This little town has its own rhythm, relaxing, comforting. It's like everyone knows each other, and after a while you start to feel like part of that too.
Normally we will drive to a big supermarket, especially since they barely have meat in these mini ones, but we are really remote, so it doesn't make sense to drive far for groceries. So we may do with what we have. To be honest, we don't eat out that often, so I think it's a perfect excuse to try some of the local restaurants.
Today is quiet, but last weekend this place was full of life. It felt like the whole town came alive for one last party before the season ends. We started at the beach club, just down the sound from where we were parked, which was so convenient. House music,
old school Ibiza vibe.
Everyone greeting each other like old friends. It was one of those moments that just felt right.
I wish there was another party today. It was so much fun.
I don't know if this is true.
We have here lamb chops, pancetta, and moussaka. We decided to go for 3 mains for our last night here.
Cheers, mate.
So good. It's like vanilla, cinnamon, apple. I need concentration. I love how in Greece they always bring you raki and a dessert after the meal for free. This one here is definitely one of our favorite spots in the town. It has live music at least most nights. Sometimes it's a singer with a guitar and sometimes it's 2 people. It's quite small, so you keep seeing the same faces over and over, but that's kind of what we love about it. It has a really nice vibe and it's definitely our place to go when we want to have a drink and listen to some music.
Light up a fire, let everyone know. The sooner the better, they all want to go. We dance till the morning, or dance till we drop. When morning starts rising.
One? Yeah.
One and one pistachio.
1 pistachio.
Yes.
Being here has been liberating in ways I never expected.
Oh yeah.
Little by little, I've done things that once felt uncomfortable. One choice less to another, and suddenly you're not the same person who arrived. You're someone braver, more open, and honestly, it feels good. It's days and nights like this that remind me of that. When you let go of expectations and just live in the moment. You realize the simplest places and the quietest nights can bring the most joy.
Thank you for not blowing my cover on the yacht.
Time to leave this place.
What do you think about Liam's hat? I keep wearing it. I think I'm gonna get myself one. I quite like it. I feel a little sad because even though we said we are gonna come back, you never know. Plans change, you know, and we are really unpredictable. But we are off to catch a market that only opens on Saturdays until midday in the city. So Liam's convinced they close at midday. I don't know which market will ever close at midday, but we are actually skipping our morning swimming today to make it in time. We have a long journey in front of us.
I feel the breeze, but in my heart I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee.
We made it just on time, so I need to hurry up. We are parking a very cute place and I'll show you later. I think what I realized is that places are much more than what they seem when you first arrive. It's the people you meet, the little routines you fall into, the memories that you create when you are there. And somehow, after a few days, everything starts to feel a lot more beautiful.
We found a paradise.
We did.
And you? Bigger ones?
The good thing about being back is being able to go to markets and supermarkets with a lot more variety than what we had there and buy all of this food. Super hot here. I felt
so safe and welcome there. I think there was a freedom in that place that I didn't expect. And it wasn't about the nudity. I think it was about letting go all of those things we think we should feel and all of those things we label as normal. I really hope you enjoy coming along in this adventure. If you did, leave me a comment down below, like the video and subscribe. I see you very, very soon.
Was a mutual arrangement.